Hello, everyone. In case you do not know, there's been a major breakthrough, a major good news from Gaza. Hamas and Israel has agreed to a ceasefire. This is great. This is glorious. And as we speak right now, as you watch this video, the process is being in place for peace, for restoration of peace to the Middle East. So just very quickly, in this video, I want to point out the role that Trump played. Better still, how Trump was able to bring this moment of peace to Gaza, what seems to be very difficult, but Trump was able to achieve it. And one of the things is that he functioned with a lot of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And then the first thing he did was he identified the real cause of the problem. Why the whole world were trying to, why a major part of big politics and the big media were trying to gaslight the whole world on the actual reason for the war between Israel and Hamas. They blame it on the Israel-Palestine conflict, which was never so. It was always between Israel and Hamas. And because of that, they invented a fake campaign that ended up achieving nothing but further prolonging the war and causing destruction. Trump addressed the real issue, which was a war between Israel and Hamas. And when Trump identified that, the first thing he did, he put pressure on the Prime Minister of Israel, to back down from, his war and his desire to eliminate Hamas. And at the same time, he put pressure on Hamas, and the second thing he did was the third thing, would be to send them diplomats. Trump knew that his relationship, Americans' relationship with Hamas, was not the very best. So what Trump did, which was so very, it's so very wise of him, is send them diplomat. He uses the help of other Arabian countries that are allies to Hamas. These countries include Egypt, Qatar, Turkey. So they stood as intermediate. So Trump was able to use them to speak to Hamas indirectly and also to negotiate a peace plan. And very importantly, thirdly, Trump was able to avoid manipulation and pressure from the United Nations, from European leaders, from big media, who were trying to, who created this non-existence issue between Palestine and Israel, and gaslighted the whole world to agree with them that Israel was committing, a genocide, which wasn't the case. So he avoided all those pressure. And finally, Trump made threats to Hamas, which were actually the agitators and the people behind, the war in the first place. I remember when Trump presented his, just recent 20-point peace plan. Trump gave Hamas an ultimatum that all hell will break loose if they do not sign it. That is actually very remarkable and the right thing to do, because Hamas has hope that by 2 years ago, by using violence and intimidation, they could get their way. It's like the characteristics of a bully, of a narcissist, and strangely, they were rewarded. Hamas for the past few months have been rewarded for, they've been rewarded by most European leaders. They've been rewarded by United Nations. Just imagine having their demands simply because there could be violence, simply because they could kill a lot of Israelis and have a lot of Israelis under their custody, as hostages. But Trump treated them with the right language, as they deserve. You do not yield to violence. You do not yield to evil. The Bible says, do not yield to evil, but actually call them out. And Trump pressured them, and Trump gave them an ultimatum. It was willing to let all air break loose on Hamas if they did not sign this deal. And Trump was fair to both parties, and it's just so remarkable. Those are some of the things he did. So I want you to keep following me and sharing this video. I will keep you very much updated with the happening in the Middle East. Thank you.